Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rabbit here, and I have another Black Ops 3 gameplay for you guys by Drifter, of course, and he's going to be going over the lethals and tacticals of Black Ops 3 and a few extra things for you guys. So let's stop talking and let's get right into the video.
That we're going to start off with today is that the throwing range seems to be reduced on all of the grenades except for the Tomahawk. Both the lethal and the tactical grenades I could not throw as far as I could in previous games, and I think that was a design decision. Like previous Call of Duty games, Black Ops games are pretty bad about this. You could throw frags in some Texas like halfway or maybe all the way across some maps, and I think the devs decided that we need grenades instead of mortars and that we shouldn't be able to blow up A flag from C flag, so they cut back the throw range pretty significantly. In the lethal category, we have the frag grenade, which is cook and chunk, kind of the same as it always has been. You can hold it, cook it, throw it, airburst it, roll it, pretty normal, and it actually works pretty well. People don't jump that high, so you can hit them with the frags. I didn't like it quite as much as the Semtex. For whatever reason, the Semtex floated my boat a lot more in this game. It works exactly how it does in previous Call of Duty games. You throw it, it sticks to whatever blows up. The new one, the one that I particularly like, my favorite, is the thermite grenade. This is the new Molotov cocktail. When you throw the thermite grenade, whatever it hits, it's going to blow up, and it's going to kind of set that thing on fire, almost like a white phosphorus, even though thermite's a little bit different. Just blazing, burning hot, and it's an insta-kill if you hit somebody in the body. Like, if you direct impact with them, you're going to kill them instantly and set them on fire.
And just wanting to say something, what he's talking about, the thermite grenade, it's kind of like the grenade in Call of Duty Ghosts. I'll give a clip at the end of the video about it, but if you basically throw it, whatever it hits, it kind of sets it on fire, but you'll need multiple to kill people. And this one, it's just insta kill if you hit them in the body. So
if you hit the ground, it sets the entire ground area on fire. It's a big area of denial for objectives. Like, you can just throw it on a flag or a hard point and burn up most of the flag and hard point and push people off of it. It should be noted that Flak Jacket will give you a very heavy resistance to this. You won't be able to hurt Flak Jacket users with thermite very much. C4 is back. It's a little bit different. We talked about this previously in a different video, just all on its own. There is no more air bursting the C4. You can't throw it super fast, double tap X, and blow it up so fast you kill yourself. It has to touch the ground now before it blows up. So you have to throw it and wait for it to actually hit the ground, and then you can detonate it. You can still do it in a reasonable amount of time. You just can't use it like an air bursting grenade. To compensate, they made the blast radius bigger, so it's really nasty, but you can see it coming and dodge it a little bit easier now. And it does have a tiny little indicator if enemies are nearby. It's a little red light that'll turn on your HUD. I didn't use it very much. Our game mode's way too chaotic. It's more like a capture the flag or search and destroy kind of thing. So like if an enemy gets nearby, this little red light will pop up. It's very small. You miss it a lot of times in combat, and you can choose to detonate it. Just double tap X or whatever. A lot of people kind of compare it to an IED, and they're like, oh great, we made bigger, badder IEDs. Definitely not like that. I didn't find it to be as remotely as useful as an IED or as dangerous, nor was it more like a portable radar. I mean, you might could do some interesting search and destroy things with it, but it's by no means a game breaker. Matter of fact, it makes the game better because it kind of nerfs the old annoying C4 that people just spam everywhere. There is a new kind of plant and forget explosive device called the Trip Mine. The Trip Mine is kind of like a bouncing Betty. When you get too close to it, it throws a circular mine up in the air that detonates at about head level. But it also blows up on the ground, too, in a circular fashion. So it kind of blows up in this dumbbell shape, both in the air and in the ground. And I think the idea was they wanted a mine, but people would just obviously jump over it, so it has an air burst, too. This one you have to avoid by moving horizontally. Like, this one you can pretty much only avoid by boost sliding. Like, if you hear it, it clicks, it whirs, it makes the bouncing Betty noise, and you need to use your thrust slide really fast, kind of slide and get out of there. That works best. Combat Axe is back. Tomahawks have always been sexy, and they're sexy in this game. They're very easy to use. You can nail people with them. I like them. Let's talk about tactical grenades. The concussion grenade is returning from previous Call of Duty games. It might have been called a stun grenade. It's pretty strong, but it doesn't stop shooting like Advanced Warfare. It doesn't have that kind of jamming effect like Advanced Warfare does, but it is a very strong distortion grenade. I use them pretty well. Flashbang is a different grenade. It's in its own category. It doesn't stun you, slow you down, or anything, but it does blind you pretty hard, and it is very bright. It'll make your screen 100% white if somebody gets a direct hit on you. EMP is back. It's similar to how it has been before, but not as much HUD distortion. So when you get EMP'd, your HUD doesn't change very much, but it shuts down all of your advanced movement. You can't wall run, you can't jump, you can't power slide. Pretty much all of that's gone. Limits your equipment and score streak use briefly too. Time's not as much as it used to be. EMP's really not nearly the threat that it used to be. It's more of an anti-equipment thing now. There are smoke screen grenades. These are pretty simple. You just chunk them out. The smoke is dark and thick. It's not a white smoke for whatever reason. Dark, scary smoke. Trophy system is back. It's almost exactly the same as it has been. You plant it, and it'll protect you from incoming grenades of any kind. Shock charge returns. It's a little bit less strong, and I only mean a little bit. It's still strong, but just a smidge. It'll work in water too. It doesn't set all of the, like everything in the water doesn't become electrified. Unfortunately, it still pretty much works exactly the same underwater as it does on the ground. You can plant it in walls, ceilings, ground, pretty much anywhere. I found the easiest place to put it to be on wall run patterns, especially in places where people wall run like over a cliff or a ledge. If you put it there, they'll run, they'll get stunned, and they'll fall off and die, and you get the kill. That's pretty glorious. And there's one more piece of tactical equipment that was locked. You couldn't play it, but I want to say that it was unlocked when we played back in March, and I want to say it was a tracking drone type thing, kind of like the ones that you had in Advanced Warfare that nobody used. But I kind of want to say that, but my memory is a little bit fuzzy, but there was just one extra piece of equipment that we didn't get to use at the reveal here. Guys, that is all about the grenades in Black Ops 3.
And this is the thermal barrier grenades.